Rebel Moon 2, The Scargiver, dropped on Netflix last week. This is
Is it
the
really called the
sequel.
Scargiver?
It
Shit.
is The Scargiver.
That's really
The
fucking
se-
stupid.
the sequel to, well, I guess it's part two, so you'll never guess what part one's called. Um, Zack Snyder's back with slow motion, more of it, and this time he brought a lot more action to the screen, like a lot more action, which is a good thing. But is the movie any good? That's what it comes down to. Is the movie any good? Carlos, is the movie any good?
No.
Well,
Next.
okay.
This,
Is
I don't know how
yeah.
you go from bad to worse. This movie is so stupid. So dumb. At first I was watching like what's that dating website? Farmers Only or something like that?
Yeah,
It
farmers
seemed like
only.
it was an
Yep.
advertisement for farmers only with like harvest porn. Like he spends a half hour, at least a half hour, harvesting wheat.
Gotta harvest the
Like
wheat.
I give a shit about harvesting wheat
First of all, you not what's the best part of it?
when they're throwing it in
Harvesting that
slow
shit in
motion in the
harvesting that
air.
shit in slow motion.
Yes. And then they start beating on it with the sticks, and then they make the
Uh-huh.
flour, and then they fill the bags. I'm like, really? Do I need to see this shit? You couldn't
So
have done it in like a montage or just in a quick little
no, but
2 minute thing.
did you end up
But if you
watching
did
when it
that, then the movie would have been
yeah.
like 2 hours long instead of 3.5 hours long.
No,
Take
did
the
you
slow
watch
motion out of it, and oh my god!
did you watch the making of the movie like I told you?
Even though I did, even that was
They
stupid. Oh,
actually
we
grew the
grew
wheat.
real
They
wheat.
grew real wheat.
Who gives a shit?
They
I
grew an
grew
actual
real
wheat
wheat.
farm.
Why didn't you just go to somebody's wheat farm and help them out? Have them cut your shit down. If I mind if I film it while we do it? Yeah, man, have at it. Just bag it, turn it into flour, and put it on the side of the house.
They
You
were
got
so
it,
proud of the
man.
wheat. So proud.
They
And
were
then
so proud that they grew their own wheat. Who
Zack
cares,
Snyder,
man?
Zack Snyder's wife, who's basically co-producer of all his movies, is like the real character of the movie is the wheat. And I was like, oh my god,
I
that is
hope
the
they make
plot.
beer out
Honestly,
of it.
that's
So at least at the
that
end, everyone
is.
got drunk.
I mean, the wheat is the plot of the movie, like one of the main plot points of the movie.
Well, yeah, because they
But
want the harvest. But then it turns out they don't care about the harvest.
they
But
don't
then
want
the
the
other,
harvest.
well, Admiral Noble's like, screw the harvest. And the other guy's like, yeah, but we're all gonna starve. I'm like, yeah, let's go to 7-Eleven and pick up some hot pockets. We're fine. But
Hot pockets.
it's man, this movie, the slow motion shit that he does is useless. It's so dumb. And the main protagonist, somehow she's able to give herself a nice little fade with just a pair of
She does
scissors.
have
She
a
goes back
fade.
to her little
Yeah, she has
butch
a fade.
butch cut,
Yep.
got a high fade. She's pretty good at that. And I just don't give a shit about it. None of those damn characters. And then and then Titus, he gives his speech. How long does it take to do the harvest? Oh, half a Maya moon or whatever they said. So basically 6 months. He goes, oh, we got 3 days. We have 3 days. We'll help you. We'll have to. So I guess a whole village plus 6 people can cut 5 months and 24 days or 26 days out of your harvest. So you need six
Yeah.
extra people. That's it.
True. Yeah. I mean, I did the
And
math.
then
Came out right.
fucking Johnny Come Lately is what they should have named this fucking robot. Thanks for showing up at the end,
Oh,
buddy.
the
We don't need you
superhero.
now. What
Yeah,
a
yeah, 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 yeah.
waste, man. What a
Yeah, yeah,
stupid
yeah.
waste.
Yeah.
Ah.
Here's the thing too. They try to basically give us all the backstories in 10 minutes when they're sitting at the
Yeah, they
table
spent
telling
more
their
time on
stories.
wheat than they did the backstory.
Yeah, yeah. And they try to make you now care about the characters, and you don't. You're like, I don't
I
give a
don't.
fuck.
No.
Because all
No
your
shit.
backstories are so generic. They're so bullshit generic.
And the
We've seen it
music,
a
and
million
it's so
times.
predictable. This movie's so predictable.
Super predictable, yeah.
And
And yeah,
he missed the boat on so many opportunities. This was supposed to be his Star Wars type story. Why not give these people, I don't know, different clothing, not human clothing? Even Admiral Noble wears like the skinny 90s tie with his stupid outfit. And not only that, when you told me to watch the making of, like,
yeah.
I'll check it out. It's only 30 minutes, whatever. The making of reminded me that Zack Snyder doesn't give a shit about his stories. There was not one alien on the bad guy's side On the
Oh, it was
good
so
guys'
dumb.
side, they were all in that bar.
That's
Every
it.
single alien was in that bar.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
movie
And
would
so
have been
proud
so
of it.
much better
Yeah.
if there was aliens on their team, aliens in the village, aliens on the bad side. But no, the bad side are actually all white people.
I noticed that. Yeah.
And Titus and the Indian Matthew McConaughey were the only minorities on that side.
And they were both like slaves.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they have to harvest. Yeah, they have to work for this shit.
Well, no, no. I mean, remember the Indian guy was
Yeah,
basically
yeah. It was
a
slave to the
slave.
dude who had the
Yeah,
hawk
yeah.
bird lion
And
thing, and then Titus
and
was a slave, gladiator type slave to the arena.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. And then all the
Yeah.
slow motion shit was so dumb. Like that. I don't know if she's supposed to be like the lesbian girl or Blood Axe's girlfriend or
Oh,
whatever.
yes, 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 yes,
That
yes.
stupid slow motion shit where she oh
Was she? You talking
man.
about the part where she falls?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
not
yeah,
only
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and then that dude who I don't know who he is, but he's the
That
guy who
dude.
blew up the first tank thing, and then he sees Noble going up
Yes,
the ramp. He goes,
yes.
ah. Why's everybody got to scream before? Man, just make it a sneak attack. Nobody needs to know you're there. No need to scream.
The whole movie's bad, and it's
And then he
bad
runs after
because
Noble,
yeah.
and instead of shooting his ship down, he decides to chase after him and gets killed. And it's all in slow motion. They have the dramatic songs and the music, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. You just died, and I don't give a shit. And it's like them. Even the soundtrack was crap. He tried to make like these majestic vocalized songs and supposed to make you care. I'm like, no, man, I didn't. And I'm a Zack Snyder fan. I liked 300.
Mm,
I
yeah.
liked Sucker Punch. I
Meh,
liked Man of Steel.
meh, meh.
But man, this last and the Vegas one with Batista, I forget what it's called.
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead. I even like that. But man, this Rebel Moon crap, clearly somebody's jerking them off at Netflix. Oh yeah, you're good. You're really good. Can we get more stuff out of you? Yeah, man, just keep whacking it. I'll spit out whatever you want. And now we're looking for a rated R, a rated. I'm like, what exactly could they possibly do to make this any worse than it already is?
I don't I don't understand why he would put the major plot point. Here's the thing. The problem is it's not a sequel. That's the problem with the movie. It's not, it's just he cut the movie in half.
Yeah, it's a part two. It's
It's
it's right. It's not a sequel. It's just a
it's not a really
continuation.
it's yeah, it's not even a part two exactly. It's just he cut the movie in half. And then the name the Scargiver
It's
is
so stupid.
it's so dumb.
So dumb. When
Yeah.
Noble and they missed their opportunity there too. When Noble was getting rebuilt or whatever the hell it was. There's your Darth Vader moment, man. You could have made this guy a grotesque thing, a monster, like a superhuman, whatever. But no, he's just regular dude with a scar on his chest because that's the name of the girl, the scar giver. He gave me a scar.
Well, the other thing about it, the problem was the main plot point, the biggest plot point there is he saved it for this one. Again, because it's not really a sequel. It's the part like when the royal family gets assassinated.
Even that
And
played out so stupidly. It was poorly acted. It was so dumb.
no, it is poorly acted, but that should have been in the first movie. Again, this is the first movie. Again, that's the hard part is that you're watching one
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah. It's,
And
it's a 6 hour movie, basically.
essentially, yeah. And the action is better in the second one for sure because it was horrible in the first one. It's not great in this one, but it's better. And the effects are good, but the story is generic. It's boring. It's the lead actress is not interesting whatsoever. Like even her backstory, you still don't give a shit. Like who cares? And
No,
then
when she was
also,
telling Homeboy her story while they were sleeping together,
yeah, yeah,
he's like, I don't give a shit. I just got laid. Finish your
yeah.
story. Let's do it again. That's all he cared about.
Well, and well, he dies, so who gives a shit too? Now, when he died, I didn't give a shit either. I was like, oh, he's dead. Who gives a fuck? Like, just didn't care for anybody dying. They have it set for a third one, and he's gonna make six supposedly total. That's his plan to make six of these movies, and they're just not good. They're really bad, and like it's like you said, because the problem is, unlike Star Wars, we get so many variations of characters and people and so forth. Especially in the second part, you got actually zero variation. Zero.
Right.
There are no
Zero.
aliens. There's nothing. In the first one, we got some cool looking characters, but they didn't matter. They were just throwaways, so no one cares. Just straight complete throwaway trash.
And I thought,
It's just, yeah,
well, I
it's
thought one of the
not good.
coolest characters in part two, because I didn't see it in part one. But then it was also a character that I'm like, really? This is how you learned your skill? Was the Asian girl. Where
Oh,
she
with her
cut her arms
backstory and
off and
so
you got to
forth.
see more
Yeah,
of her mechanical hands and her arms.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool. I was like, yeah, that's cool. But then when she tells her backstory and how she got her skills, basically she cut her arms off so she could put these ancient uh family relics on her arms, which gave her the skills to wield the swords. So she didn't really know how to do that. It was these arms that were doing it for her. So that was dumb
Yeah,
too.
she's actually the character they want to give a movie to, her own movie.
What
But why would you?
for?
I just saw
The
it. I just saw the whole
spider
back.
girl was better than this.
Oh, way better, 100 times better. Yeah, way better. And again, they just screwed up. They screwed. They introduced too many characters you didn't care about. Way too many. It's like a compacted story that is really crappy. And the first one kind of tricked you. It made you think the princess was on the farm.
Yeah,
It-
that's what I thought too.
and
But
now it
then,
none like what? And then
but how does
when
Titus know the princess is alive?
I don't know. Number
Titus is like, oh no,
that's
she's still out there. She's
yeah, I
got.
know. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I know everything. I know that we can harvest this shit in less than 6 months. We can do
Well,
it in
not
three
just
days.
that. When the princess was shot point blank range, she started to glow like a light, like a
Yeah, some
star.
sort of weird, or almost as if like the shot didn't go through her. It was just kind of like
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
settling on her or something. But
I
still, that
don't
whole
know.
scene was just
It's
garbage.
just
They basically they
uh,
Caesared him. They
they
Caesared the
did.
king.
They did. And they set her up. They set up the
And to
Scargiver.
Brute, yes. And they all stabbed him. It was so
Yeah, they all
dumb. It
stabbed him.
was
And then
so
she shot the
stupid.
prince. And then when she shot the princess, they all yell, "She assassinated the royal family."
That
She's like,
was
"Whoa, whoa,
dumb
whoa,
too.
whoa,
Really,
whoa,
they were
whoa,
all in on this
whoa."
shit. Oh, you murdered. So not one of these motherfuckers has a conscience. They all stabbed the king and queen. They watched a girl get murdered, and then they all just go, "You did it! You did it!" Let's go home now. I'm done with this shit. Hey,
It's
what do you want for
just,
dinner? Hey, man, you want to meet up at the bar, get some drinks? Yeah, man, we didn't kill nobody. It's all good.
I think he basically makes movies to just go, I got a cool idea for this shot. How can
Oh
we
yeah,
build around that?
absolutely. He has
And
a
then somebody
notebook.
goes, yeah, yeah. And somebody's
Hey,
like, hey, I'll write something to that. Okay, make it Star Wars, but not Star Wars at all. Okay, you got it. Like, yeah, it's just
that reminds
no.
me of yeah. You know what? He does exactly what I did several years ago on Instagram. I got a bunch of artists. You were involved with this. And we made a
Sure.
comic book.
Oh yeah.
And the idea was you get the comic book. These guys were all over the country. You would get the comic book, you get 2 pages, do what you want. Try to make it continue the story. Do what you want. So the book made its rounds. It took about 6 months for this thing to come back round, but we did it. We finished the book. And I think that's exactly what Zack Snyder did. He just has a notebook full of ideas. Hey man, I think I can build something off of this. You can
Well,
build a
yeah,
whole movie off of it.
but if you that's behind the scenes thing, he claims, "Oh, I've had this idea for 30 years." I'm like, "Really?
You
You
could have
had
kept
all
it.
that time to fix it? No, to edit it and like make it good? 30 and this is what you did?
30 years, you
Uh,
couldn't throw some aliens on the side, on the
just
team?
anything. You
Nothing?
could have done anything. And this is what we got after 30 years of like, this is my dream project. Well, some dreams, are meant to be shattered.
And then I hear some bullshit. He wants to do like a director's cut of like Sucker Punch. Man, that
He
movie's done.
does. He
Leave it
does.
alone, man.
He said
Leave it.
he's like, I have all the extra scenes we can. I'm like, no one wants to see this.
Nobody wants to see
That's
that
the one
shit.
Nobody.
about all the little Asian girls.
All the
No, it's
girls, they're
about,
not all
but you're right.
Asian.
It's
One
about the
Asian
orphan
girl.
girls. It's
Yeah,
about the,
that
yeah,
movie
yeah.
was fucking stupid.
No,
It
that was a
was
good
stupid as
movie.
shit.
That was a good
Not a good
movie.
movie. Again,
That was a good
though,
movie.
great set action pieces. That's what he does.
Yes, that's what I liked about it.
Has
Was that
he does, and Rebel Moon 2 has good set action pieces, but that's all he has. He has
not
nothing
many.
else. Not
Not
many,
many.
but he doesn't have anything else. I'm telling you, it's all he's good for. That's it. He's yeah.
He's
And the
not good
sad
at the
part is
dramatic. That's what it
at
is.
all. No, he can't build a story.
No, like that
And
part in the movie where they didn't want to attack these guys anymore. They're just, just give them their shit. And the guy was like, no, he takes the gun and he shoots the bell. And the guy's looking at him like, oh, why'd you do that? And all of a sudden the war starts. I'm like, That was dumb.
Well, that was, you know what that was though? That was selfishness because he was getting laid. That's what that
That's
was.
yeah, pretty much.
That's all it was.
Oh,
Because
that's
she was
right.
ready
'Cause she
to,
was like, "I'll go with you."
yeah, she was gonna turn
No,
herself in.
no,
Yeah,
keep
because he's
that
like,
pussy
yeah, he's like, oh
here.
no, if she leaves, I have to go back to fucking the goats in the wheat fields. Like, you
That's
know,
what.
it's- and
You
here's
didn't
the
notice that
sad
one
part.
spot in the wheat field was growing better than the rest.
Yeah, it's all flat. Not just that. If she would have went and turned herself in, guess what? Would have been a better movie
Oh yeah,
because you could have built a story off of that, and you could have made a third movie off of that about how
yeah.
now is this ragtag group of guys, which is just now you're just creating.
It'd have been your Han Solo moment between the Empire and Return of the Jedi. Now you got to
Well,
go
not
get
just
the hero.
well, yeah, well that and also what's the other movie they made? The good Star Wars movie that's just the in between Strikes Back and
Rebel One,
Rebel One. No, Rogue One.
Rogue One, no Rebel
Would
One.
have been Rogue One. Let's all
Yeah,
get our this ragtag together, and then from there you go and grab other aliens and to join the group and whatever it is. Get a midget because we need midgets, and
that's a good
then
idea because usually people don't shoot low when they shoot. It'd been right over his head.
right.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
just he just missed an opportunity. He could have done something really cool, like that other character. He's like the I don't know. He's like in heaven. He's like the other emperor type of dude. Where remember he died and he ended up going up to that like other level, whatever it was, looked like
Oh, the
heaven. But it was
boss. That's
yeah,
the
there's
boss that killed. That's
that killed the
the
king.
Brutus
Yeah,
character
he killed the
from the
king. Yeah,
Caesar killing.
and somehow you could have had him play a bigger part when she gets captured or whatever, and you
Yeah,
find out
yeah.
he's not actually dead, whatever it is. But no, we just got generic over generic, more
And you should have
generic.
used a robot more, not just in that
Other,
one scene. I'm guessing
ugh.
Anthony Hopkins wanted too much for lines. Like, no, we'll just use him for a little bit. It
Well, the
was, you know,
robot was stupid. He showed up and killed everybody. He did a
yeah,
superhero pose. He flew out of the
he
tank like
did.
a
Yeah, he
like
did the superhero pose.
did the superhero pose, and then it's and remember his main objective is to protect the
The
princess.
princess. That's why you thought and I thought she was in the village.
Yeah, she's in the village. She's she's
Yeah,
the blonde girl.
yeah.
And I'm like, that has to be her. She has amnesia or something. Or when she got shot, she got like transported to somewhere else where she has amnesia. I don't know.
Right,
I don't.
but then if it, well, it can't be her physically because then what
Well, it could
Scargiver would
be
have recognized her.
yes and no. Maybe she has powers like what's her name from Weird Science, where she can make you forget.
Oh,
You
well,
know,
yeah.
Gary, like that whole thing.
Who's Gary?
Yeah,
Gary, your
yeah.
son, Gary.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's there's so much he could have done and had way more like fun with it, but he made a straightforward generic fucking movie. And that's why I it's not even part one, part two. It's just Rebel Moon and as a whole, I give it 2 out of 5. That's it. It's
That's
2 out of 5
generous, man. That's generous.
I well, because there are certain again, there's cool things like the bar scene and those alien and the spider lady's cool, you know, and so on and so forth. They're cool parts, but they don't matter though. That's the problem. All those things don't matter. That's the problem with the movie. They have no point in the movie.
None.
So
No.
and then he's gonna give us the whatever 8 hour version is trash, and he says it's just hard sex and a lot of violence. I'm like, for what? We know the story. This is not like Justice League Snyder cut where you give
It's
us
a
more
different story.
substance.
Yeah.
It's a whole different villain with a different vibe, even though it's the same plot. It just felt like a different movie.
Yeah, yeah.
It just sex. I mean, and the Zack Snyder crazies out there because they're crazy. Just whatever. Fucking get AIDS. That's all. Just get it. I don't know. Get
Wow.
it.
That seems
Try
a little extreme.
It's a little harsh.
okay. Get HIV.
Wait.
and then
You
see
mean
if you
AIDS like
last.
people to help them?
Oh yeah, help them to get
Oh, okay.
AIDS.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay.
You
That's
get
not where I
AIDS
was.
to get AIDS. Like, I don't know. Just get something and go away. That's all. That's it. So yeah. I don't know. I'll watch the third one.
Of course.
Fuck it. I mean, it's on Netflix, and you know, bad movies
I've
are
got
good
Netflix.
movies.
Yeah.
That's what it's what it is too. And that's basically what Seinfeld was talking about. more people will watch Rebel Moon 2 than anybody will watch, Deadpool Wolverine because it's on Netflix. It's gonna bring the traffic to the point where I'll fucking watch it. Here it is. Okay. And you go,
Well, for
this fucking
one,
sucks.
you're an idiot. Nobody's gonna watch Rebel Moon 2 more than Deadpool. Well, Wolverine.
Well, they will
Because
because
if
they
you
already
put
have
the number,
Netflix, is what
no,
I'm saying.
slow down,
You have
cowboy.
no,
Slow
I want to
down.
hear this.
If you take the numbers from the people that will go see it in the theaters and take the numbers of the people that will see it when it hits the streaming, it will crush Rebel Moon.
Well,
Rebel Moon won't even
yes.
be a blip on the radar if you put these numbers there.
Well, true, but I'm saying more or less compared to the theater experience to the home experience. That's all.
Wow.
Because
Don't use a
let's
movie like Deadpool Wolverine, son.
well, because Jerry's movie Unfrosted, if it went to theaters, it would not do
They
good.
make no money.
No, I wouldn't say it wouldn't make any money. I think it'd be mildly successful and it'd probably break even or make a little bit more, but that's not successful in Hollywood. And that's why he says
No,
things
not
like,
anymore. You need the billion
yeah,
dollar movies.
Yep.
yeah.
And people, that's the only way people go to the movie theaters anymore, which is why Carlos and I won't be going until Deadpool 3 comes out. You have to have the giant spectacles. That's something that you're very invested in to go see.
Right.
I mean,
and then after that, the
yeah.
only thing I'm anticipating would be Superman.
Wait, all the way till Superman? You're not gonna go see like The Crow or any Marvel movie maybe in between?
No.
There's no
No.
Marvel movies coming out this year except for Deadpool, Wolverine, and Superman comes out in 2025.
Isn't there Venom 3?
It's not a Marvel movie, and it's a shit Sony movie.
Yeah. Also, who cares? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. You guys are harsh. I mean, I won't see it.
We got kids. We don't have time. We don't have time for this shit.
Oh no, I got time. I got time.
I don't.
I would
Just lock him in the
yeah,
bathroom.
I would definitely that movie's a must watch. You're right though. When I look at the movie list, I'm not like, oh my God, I gotta go see these movies. A Deadpool Wolverine might get 2 viewings out of me.
Yeah,
Depending
and
how
like
good it is
The Crow, I
first
want
time
to see
around.
The Crow, but I'm not gonna go running out to see it if I don't get it while it's in the theater. I'll watch it.
Oh no, I'm gonna definitely. A matter of fact, I'm gonna go see Boy Kills World for sure. It looks like a lot of fun. Looks like, and I think he's gonna do great in The Crow, and I'm gonna watch that one too. So I don't know.
Maybe
I
you just
like.
have a crush on Skarsgård.
I think
I
so.
do. As Scars hard.
Scars hard.
Scars
Hard
hard.
for Scars hard.
Hard for Scars hard. Scargiver. Rebel Moon 7. Like some bullshit like that. I don't know. I'm gonna watch it. I mean, I still go to the theaters, so I'm gonna watch it. But, well, there you go. So check that out. And I mean, don't check out Rebel Moon 2 for God's sake. Stay away from that. Stay away from that.